I notice that the slower I do it, the better it is.
I agree.
I think I said something about that a long time ago.
Yeah, you told me to slow down.
You got to start out slow and build your way
here
up.
I am, slowed down.
Build the momentum.
Loosey Goosey Chime Time. Welcome back, everybody. We've been getting great numbers on our videos. We want to just start the show off by thanking you all for just giving us great numbers, man. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. So welcome back to our Loosey Goosey show about town right here on Halton Hills. Halton Hills Online.
That's right, Halton Hills Online.
Big Daddy Russ Horton. I'm Lee Lakin with Leah Lywood wearing her orange shirt.
Yes.
She's got her orange shirt on. It's the day of reconciliation today.
It's a day to ponder and to love one another, I think, and to start the healing process. To start it.
It's going to take.
Long ways.
It's going to take some time to get to a point where I think society recognizes it more and more each year. I think we'll see that happen. So,
well, as I've told you off air, both of you know me, you're my good friends. I was married twice, both to Native women, and beautiful culture.
Awesome culture.
I have great respect for Native people.
I train with them, so.
And, the powwows are just something else, that's what I keep talking about that. Why can't we put a powwow together? Maybe we should get, when Rick leaves, start afresh with a new mayor and say, listen, wouldn't it be great next summer to have a powwow in Acton or Georgetown?
But I think you need to go to the culture and you need to figure that out with them.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
Then
something,
you go
though?
to the mayor.
Wouldn't that be something, though?
Yeah.
If we had a local powwow in Halton Hills? I mean, this is native land.
Oh yeah, well, it's all native land.
I mean, it's go back to our roots from the area we live in.
Use that beautiful park they have here in Acton.
We're brought to you by Max Tires, of course. Best deal is in tires and sexy accessories, as a matter of fact.
And they're going to be getting busy, I assume. So make sure
soon.
you call.
And the number is 905-873-9255. I almost gave you my own phone number there. I don't have my. I do have my little phone with me. Everybody makes fun of my little phone. It's one of the old ones.
Yeah,
you know
it's a flip phone.
A flip phone. I call it R2D2. It flashes green lights at me all the time. It's wonderful. But I call, as I say, the pizza man and the doctor in that order. So what do I need a great big phone for? But I guess this week there's not much going on, really, is there?
Not really. I think really the biggest
the
election thing coming on. We've got Indigenous Day we're going to be talking about, but just a slow kind of week going on. So,
and I've noticed driving around town, especially as you get up Silver Creek Hill, that the leaves are changing. And we're turning into the most beautiful part of the world for a month, and then we're totally naked after that.
Yeah,
pretty
it's so
much.
crazy though already. I guess because it's been so dry.
Yeah.
When I was driving, there was a few of the back roads coming here today, and the leaves are going to be dropped in a week.
Some of them are bright red already at the top of Silver Creek Hill. And but it's true every year.
We've got some of the most beautiful roads to drive on.
Oh, just
when that happens, it's. You go cut across 32nd Side Road, in between 4th and 6th line there, and it's just those trees and everything. Oh my God!
The trees, yeah.
It's like driving through a tunnel.
Yeah, and I've noticed. The best place to really look at the fall colors around here is John Street in Mountain View at the top of the hill there, and you look north. It's just absolutely
well. That cemetery
beautiful.
in Glen Williams as well.
Yeah.
They've got that lookout point that's there. It looks over top of the river. Oh, man.
And then come November, we're naked again. But that's the way Canada is.
There's actually a lot of trees out where I am that are naked. They were naked before.
Well,
a lot of the high...
a month ago because they're so dry.
What really hurts is looking through our tree line and seeing dead ones in there from the old ice storm that are still there. They're not going anywhere. Where are they going to go? But, and it's so sad how many trees we lost in that ice storm. And I do remember that night listening to the trees crack. It was heartbreaking.
Well, that's all you could hear.
Yeah. All right, the big news, I guess, right now is the election coming up, and we'll go through the candidates. We're not going to go through the whole council thing because that would take forever, but we're gonna look at who's running for mayor. And I believe Halton Hills today have got a big... they're all getting together at the Acton Town Hall, I believe, or something, or they've already done it.
Or doing a date?
I haven't really looked into it, but I know that, and they're new and they're doing a good job. Halton Hills Today, it's called, and a lot better than the other paper. But it's not a paper. See how old I am? I keep calling it a paper. It's not a paper.
Well, what do you call it though?
It's news.
It's an online news source, I guess. Online media, social media news source.
She's yelling at me. She wants me to put it higher.
Well, it's down inside.
This is loosey goosey, man. You can't get any more loosey goosey than us. Is that flapping in the wind there?
I try to do it discreetly, but always.
Yeah. Anyway, along with this is kind of interesting. Following some duplicate voter cards received in many Halton Hills residents' mailboxes, the town reminds individuals they can only legally vote once, by the way. A change in the voter data system.
I'm going back to vote again.
That's right.
I changed my mind.
That's right. A change in the voter data system affecting municipalities across the province has resulted in duplications, meaning some residents have received 2 voter notifications instead of 1. And residents with duplicate voter cards are asked to keep both as data from one of the letters, and it will make them eligible to vote. So you got to watch that. If you get 2, don't try and sneak it by. That's serious stuff.
Well, that's a federal offense.
And but there's so many signs around town. It's just
it's ridiculous. They think we're blind or something. I don't understand the concept that they need to put out 5 million signs. I want to know who started that, because that.
Well, I ran over Ann Lawler the other night.
That's right.
On 6th line, took the whole front skirt ended in my car. It's not Ann's fault, but it blew. It was that really windy night. And
that's why a lot of leaves are gone.
With the pins.
We've had.
With the pins. And I'm driving the cab, and all of a sudden
noise?
there's no skirting there. You know how? And I'll tell you a funny story, and this is not funny for Ann, but I think it's funny. And good luck, sweetheart, by the way. I'm not. This is not your fault that I ran over your sign. It's not your fault at all. But when you hit something and it's dark, and 6th line at night is very dark.
Yes, it is.
North of this Highway 7. And I just felt boom. And I'm going, oh my God. And your heart stops, right? Because I'm an animal lover, as we all are probably. And I don't want to kill an animal. And I went to the front, and I put my flashers on, and I pulled over, and I went to the front of the car, and all I saw was Ann's head. And I thought, oh my God, I've killed somebody. But it was her picture. And what had happened is the pole had gone up. You wouldn't believe the strength. And I'm a strong guy, to pull that pole out of the skirting on the bottom of my car. So Ann, I love you. I'm sorry I ran over your sign, but they are everywhere.
Oh God, there's too many of them. I don't understand that concept. They think we're either stupid or blind, and that's what it tells me. That's the perception I get. That's my own opinion.
Well, it's not going to change anybody's opinion who they're voting on.
Exactly.
Because there's more signs.
Oh, he's got more signs. I'm going to go with him. So I don't. Don't get me wrong. I have one out front of my house, but to have you go around by Shoppers Drug Mart here. There's 30 freaking signs right at the corner.
Just coming into Acton here on 25 coming in, it's like...
What a waste of money.
How much do they spend on signs? Seriously.
That's a waste of money, in my opinion. I think they should be out banging on doors. If you're out banging on my door and wanting to come talk to me about what your policies and all of that are going to be, I would much prefer that than seeing your signs all over town. To me, that's...
Or get a certain neighborhood together and go and talk to everybody at once,
Yeah, have a thing at the Legion.
Yeah.
Something,
yeah. So, meet and greet.
Everybody from ward councillor or Ward 1 is invited to that thing, and do it that way.
But I'm glad that Halton Hills today is putting on some kind of debate, because we've had nothing like that, and that's
well,
good.
Again, like when we talked with Rick a couple of weeks ago, there were years where there really wasn't anybody running.
No.
Now you've got,
it's going to be an interesting race, I tell you.
Oh, it is.
I've seen Norm. Norm is very creative.
Isn't he?
Car, right? So, and the van out front there, vote Norm for mayor.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of Norm signs on lawns.
I'm seeing a lot more of them.
Acton.
Yeah.
And we have.
Nobody ran across, or there wasn't a lot running, because I think they knew Rick would just.
Well, like you say, it's
Norm is the one that owns Acton Motors.
Acton Motors,
yeah.
Yeah, Norm Paulson. I've known Norm since we moved here in the 70s. He was a young kid when he started working there.
He's one of the one of the guys that the acting business people look up to as one of the leaders in town. Himself and the appliance Halton Hills.
Halton Hills, yeah.
There's a
two
few of those
long-standing
guys.
businesses in a small town.
Exactly.
That is that's a big feat.
So let's have a look at the.
So now, again, we don't like bringing it up, but we got to do these COVID numbers. The number of people being treated for COVID in Halton's hospitals dropped by more than 30% this week.
That's good.
That's the direction we want to see it going.
That's the number we want to see.
There's currently 20 people in Halton's 4 hospitals with COVID-19. That's down from 29 in the region's last update on Friday, a week ago. Halton Region also announced it would only provide COVID-19 updates once a week on Thursday instead of twice a week. They used to do it Tuesdays and Fridays, but now just the once a week. That's all we need. We've only got 20 people in there in 4 hospitals across a big vast area, so that's good.
That is good, and we're starting to hear less and less about COVID. I think a little bit. Dare I say that? Or here comes some. Well, you know what?
Winter's coming.
Here comes the winter time.
Well, even me, I've been, as you've seen, I've been coughing a little bit and whatnot, and I think I'm just coming off a cold. This past week, I was just not right, man. I've had a tickle, and it wasn't. So anyway,
that's can be allergies too.
Well, God, yeah, my allergies are sucking right now
because it's post-nasal drip time of year, right?
Well, right now, September's always bad for me. Me and my bass player Ken, the two of us, a couple reactants before we play. It's like Jesus, man.
All right.
This is a heartwarming story, I guess, is a way to put it.
Well, you can't find too many people that have worked as hard as Moya Johnson. For the town of Halton Hills. And she, Rick is a regular guy as well as being the mayor.
As you saw a couple of weeks ago.
And Rick and Moya are very close friends.
Yes, they are very close friends.
Moya went in that day and told him, and it just broke his heart, and broke all our hearts, really. Actually, people were very upset at the council meeting as the group passed a resolution to rename the future Mill Street Parkette after retiring councillor Moya Johnson. And she's retiring, of course, as well. Overwhelming honor.
7 terms.
She said, in a quivering voice. Following the diagnosis of inoperable pancreatic cancer and serving on council for 7 terms, Moya stepped down, of course, from the race. She's got another fight.
She's got another battle ahead of her.
And if anyone can take on the big C, it's Moya.
Yeah.
We've got great respect for her here. Now, the 0.63 hectare site located at the corner of McNabb Street and Mill Street is currently used as an informal parking lot with plans to be transferred into a parkette. And this is a really special naming for a very special person, Mayor Rick said.
Absolutely.
Adding she's always stood for quality of life of people, and that's the way we look at it too. And we wish her the best in her retirement. And our hearts are with her, and she's one of us. She's one of the community, and
she was always a big supporter of ours with the bike program. When we had certain giveaway events and stuff, she often would come out.
And she still is. A big. She's still here. She's not gone anywhere yet. But it's a tough one, and she's handling it very well. She's such a sweet lady, and it's like a member of your family. When you,
like you say, 7 terms, that's a long time.
It's a long time. It's like Rick's been here since Christ was a Christian. 1982 when Rick came in, and now he's not here anymore. That's a long time.
Well, not yet. He's still here.
I know.
He's still got a week.
We know he's still here.
He's got, what, a week or 2 left? Something like that?
2 weeks, 3?
Yeah.
Look out, Wasaga, here he comes.
We talked a little bit about this at the top of the show. As we're recording this, it's Indigenous Day here, or everywhere, I guess is the best way to put it. Orange Shirt Day. Neither one of us own an orange shirt.
Well, I used to be a Broncos fan, but I've grown out of that sweater.
But we talk about it a lot over the years, this past couple of years, especially since all this school shit has come out and come to light, and what's going on, and more information is coming out as we go. But whether it's in local schools or elsewhere in the community, education that explores the traditions, cultures, and histories of Indigenous people in Canada has taken its root right here in Halton. Brad Howe, the Indigenous Education Coordinator at Milton's Crawford Lake Conservation Area, dispenses some of his knowledge on a regular basis. The site features 3 reconstructed 15th century log houses, the Three Sisters Garden, and the Mashaki Kita.
Was it? I'll give you a hand.
Medicine Garden.
What is it? Where are we here?
Look for Medicine Garden.
Mashkiki, Indigenous art exhibits, and Nishdish Margarita. Is that what it is?
Something like along those lines.
Anishinaabe.
Which serves a traditional Anishinaabe cuisine. Yeah, they have some bizarre names, but that's okay. And you know what? You've probably had some of native Indian food and cooking and stuff, the traditional stuff, and their food is really good, man. Yeah. Like it's really good because they still do those same old traditional recipes that they did, way back when. So, yeah, very cool.
I love native names. I love learning them. I love Anishinaabe. It's such a cool name.
I love the fact that they're doing this today and all of that, but we need to do more, and we need to educate our young kids now today about what truly happened, not just here, but even in the U.S. And, it's happened all over the world where they've been invaded and this is how we've expanded to grow to be 800 million people or billion people. It's just, it's because back then, you imagine what Canada looked like back then? You didn't have big towns and cities and all of this, man. It's just a whole different world, and kids need to learn about that. It's
not even
important.
a Timmy's on the corner?
Not even a Timmy's, man.
Oh, jeez. But, I think the Indigenous culture should come more and more all the time when it comes to our histories. Of course, we have the English and the French history, but the Native history is so important. And really, when you look at Native history, do we really know a lot about it?
Not really.
Well, I think it should be taught in schools.
It needs to be taught in schools.
Because this is Native land. We are here. This is our home. We should learn about where we came from. And it doesn't matter which culture you're talking about. And I think that the Native culture, the Indigenous culture, should be brought out more in Canada. And we should be proud of it, and we are proud of it. You know what I mean? We are proud of it. And the Inuit as well in the north. Same thing.
We're definitely not proud of what the government and the churches did to them.
No. And as I say, you can't, how can you say sorry for something like that? You can't. But it's time for healing, though. That's the main thing. All right, let's look at the candidates for local mayor. And, of course, Brian Lewis has been around forever.
Yeah, ex-NHL referee. And
have you ever talked to Brian?
Oh, God, yeah, many times.
He's such an interesting guy to listen to. And I haven't even scratched the surface just talking about local politics and local events and things. But when I'm dying to get him in a corner and talk about the old days in the NHL. Because there's a lot of stories that...
especially when he was reffing. That was when the Broad Street Bullies were around. And
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when was he? Early 70s, right?
Yeah.
Early 70s.
I think all the way through the 70s.
And then there's Ann Lawler, of course.
Yeah.
Sorry about running over your sign, Ann. But, she's running as well. She's a counselor at the moment. Mm-hmm. And we have Norm Paulson, who is the owner of Acton Motors.
Long-time resident, growing up in his whole life here, had a business here his whole life here.
He's an Acton boy.
Absolutely.
Like Rick, he's a local lad. And, I'm always fascinated about his promotions in his parking lot because he always has something to say.
Yeah, did you see his big flag?
Yes.
That's a big flag on that flagpole.
Yeah. And vote for Norm on the truck. I love that. And you'll see he's out and about. He's out and about, is Norm. Mm-hmm. There's a sign for him over a car, I think, parked in the parking lot at the Acton Sobeys here, with his name on it. And so you got to get out and work if you want the votes. You got to get out and work. And a lot of people know Norm here, but they don't know him in Georgetown.
Georgetown, not that well.
So really, Norm, you have to get down to Georgetown, buddy. Robert Guittardi is also running. And I've heard that name many times.
I know.
I just
It's on
can't put my
Facebook
finger on
somewhere,
it.
I think.
He's a buddy somewhere along the line that I know, but I can't. But and of course, Ken Page is the 5th member of the.
So five
we've
candidates.
got 5 candidates running. And don't forget to get out and vote, or don't complain about anything.
No right to complain if you don't vote.
And we've got, I'm not going to get into the counselors and stuff.
No, there's just so many of them, and we even talked about bringing them on the show, but there's just not many weeks left to do it. So
you can't really do it fairly unless they all come on.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? And that's why we haven't done that.
Yeah.
But we had Rick on because Rick is Rick.
And Rick is.
Well, he's leaving.
He's leaving, so.
But we hope that the new mayor, whoever that may be, will come on the show as well. And be as loosey-goosey as Rick was. That's the best hour we've ever done with you and him. I love that. And the fact that Rick is such a funny guy.
He's down to earth. That's the nice thing about him.
So that's the 5. So I'll go over it again. Brian Lewis, Ann Lawler, Norm Paulson, Robert Guittardi, and Ken Page are all running for mayor. Get out there and vote. And check out Halton Hills today because they do have that debate on. They're on the internet. Just Google them. But I'm interested in watching the debate and seeing what they have to say.
Yeah.
And
because a lot of people, again, we've been in this bunny, kind of fed 20 years, and nobody's really had to think about it.
Yeah, because we've had Rick.
We've had Rick for so long, right?
And,
but yeah, it's
Josie, of course. How could I not mention her? She's my sweetheart. I love Josie. And so does Rick, as a matter of fact. But Josie did so much for the Acton BIA in the early days, too.
Yeah.
15 years, wasn't she? With
something like that, 13 years or something.
So,
I'd see her out there sweeping up and down the street, cleaning the sidewalks. And, and same with Alex. He'd be out there watering the plants. And
when you really notice what's going on, too, and Alex is one of our circle of friends. I mean, he's a buddy. He's a musician.
Yeah.
He comes here all the time.
Plays here all the time.
We're good friends, and we discuss things. And he's running for council, and he's doing a good job.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's
out and about, and he's got a lot of wonderful people that are helping him too. I've noticed. And
he even had a booth set up at the farmers market yesterday here in Halton.
Yeah, so we wish Alex well because he's our buddy. I'm not telling you to vote for Alex, but I'm saying he's out there. And if anybody can do the job,
check him out. Yeah,
look at the job he did at the Acton BIA. I mean, did you see him out there watering the plants at 5 o'clock in the morning? You know what I mean? This guy works hard.
He doesn't stop.
And he loves his community.
Oh God, yeah.
Loves his community.
Very focused on community. So yeah.
What's going on at the Helsing Gallery?
The Helsing Gallery has extended its hours to increase public accessibility to all art exhibits. The gallery is now open an additional 10 hours on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Saturday mornings. 10 hours. That's a lot.
Yeah, that was a long time.
Yeah. So visitors can take advantage of the new hours to view Local Grown, an annual exhibition of local artists living and working in the Halton Hills, which has been open since September 14th. This exhibition showcases the creativity of artists over the past 2 years, features over 50 works, which many are available for purchase. And the exhibit continues until August 23rd or October 23rd. So yeah, check it out at the Helsing Gallery.
You still got lots of time. You got like 3 weeks, 4 weeks to go.
There's so many cool exhibits they have there. I've gone and seen several of them. They're just out of curiosity, and yeah, very, very cool. I highly recommend it.
Well, the artists, we have some incredible artists in Halton Hills.
Yeah. When you think of the musicians, the artists, the performers, the whatever, Halton Hills per capita has got to be one of the higher ones. Like, it's insane with the amount of talent that we have here.
And we hear about the musicians, but we don't hear so much about the people that are painters
or photographers.
And that's why the Helsing is so important, because that has a link to all of the other sides of creativity apart from music.
Yeah.
And music, we don't have a problem here at all. No.
And lots of places to watch music here. And we love it.
Well, lots of homegrown,
good musicians
too. All right, so what's going on here with the town? They're hosting a Go Green event to raise awareness about climate change on a local level and encourage residents to take action that support a low-carbon community. And mark your calendars. It's actually, as soon as we get this video out on Saturday, it's Saturday. And it's happening 8 a.m. in the morning to 12:30 at the Halton Hills Public Library and Cultural Center. That is located on, of course, Church Street, downtown Georgetown. Go Green Halton Hills is a free event offered in partnership with local businesses, environmental groups, Plug and Drive, and the Halton Hills Public Library and Cultural Center. And that's Saturday morning, so she'll get the video. Knowing her, she'll have the video.
I've already put, I already created a post for, earlier this week.
What would we do without her? You know, I mean, she's going to be our webmaster anyway. Did you hear the news?
These videos wouldn't be getting done, that's for sure.
Leah, you do a wonderful job with all the things you do for us. And,
we've been advertising this for a couple weeks on the station now. We're coming into the heart of it all. The town of Halton Hills invites residents and visitors to celebrate local arts and culture with its 7th annual Culture Days Festival. This year, Halton Hills was selected as one of the 10 regional hubs in Ontario, and its activities will be spotlighted at the provincial level. From September 23rd to October 16th, Halton Hills joins communities across the country hosting free and by donation participatory experiences for the public. That's Culture Days, September 30th to October 2nd, with events continuing until the 16th. Throughout Halton Hills, the annual celebration of arts and culture in the community continues this weekend with a variety of events. You can visit culturedays.ca for a full listing of what's going on.
It's a lot of fun, and we're promoting it all until the middle of the month, along with the town of Halton Hills Culture Days.
Yeah,
and it's nice to say that we're a hub as well.
Yeah.
For different areas.
Well, to be chosen for that, they only picked 20 across the country. So
yeah, we're one of them. So there you go. This kind of came out of left field. The staff report advising council that I guess local seasonal trailer parks, they're going to have to close this winter. Close right down. So what are the people going to do that live there? That's what I'd like to know. Over the past couple of years, the town of Halton Hills has made exemptions to allow the parks to remain open during the cold season due to the the COVID closures and everything else that was going on of the U.S. border. Many of these residents would have otherwise migrated south for the season, but apparently, and there's a lot of people. I know that on the one on 25 there's a lot of people that are there all winter, and at the Breezes too, I believe. Right?
Yep.
I don't think Smallwood Acres is open around. I think they close.
No, I think they
close.
The
other two.
But the Breezes does.
But what are those people going to do? Where are they going to go?
Well, there's a shortage of housing on the whole as it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, but still, I mean, these people have to leave soon.
Yeah.
Where are they going to go?
October 16th, I think, is the deadline. I think from what they're talking about. So.
That is right out of left. That's why I said it was right out of left field. I didn't even understand that they were even thinking about closing them, but they are. And of course, we were talking about the truth and recognition as well.
Yeah.
And the schools are also honoring that as well.
Oh yeah, it'll be big in schools, and like we said, that's where it needs to start. It needs to start with educating.
Now, you did a lot of work with Halton Hits and the Georgetown Raiders.
Yeah, we did a lot. We did a lot of live to air, games and.
Hockey is a very important part of Canadians' life.
Oh God, yeah.
The average Canadian, doesn't matter where you're from in the world, you jump into our world. And one thing I always liked about Saturday night was going out with my dad to watch a hockey game. Back in those days, it was the Streetsville Derbies or something. But local hockey is where the NHL stars come from. And the OJHL is one step below the OHL, and then they go on to the NHL. Do you know how many Georgetown Raiders have been in the NHL? I mean, this is a stepping stone.
A couple handfuls,
now, why are we only seeing a handful of people out at the Georgetown Raider games?
Yeah.
It's bullshit. This is our national game. I know you want to watch the Leafs, but sometimes it's nice to take the family out, grab yourself a hot dog and a pop,
or a hot
and go
chocolate,
and sit with your kids and watch our team play.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, they're not doing badly this year.
And it's good hockey. It's good hockey to watch.
It's these kids are professionals, in my opinion. They're not there yet, but they're headed there, most of them.
Yeah.
And, I'm a big fan of the Leafs, as you know, and so are you. But we're also Raiders fans, too.
Oh, yeah.
And I always...
Spend many a day standing in that arena.
With
watching.
With the radio, we keep you updated on the Facebook and on the radio, on the social media of what the Raiders are doing. Now, I've been contacted by Erin Nagy. Erin runs... Nagy? Pardon me. Do you know her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's
met her a few
contacted
times.
me and she wants to get to work with us on promoting the Raiders. I told her, sure.
Absolutely.
And we could probably even do our show from the arena. Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be cool.
Wouldn't it? Right out in the ice.
Right on the ice.
Right on
Why you're there than in the stands.
Yeah.
So she wants us to get together. So I've told her we'll send her a copy of the video vlog this week. And Erin Nagy.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Erin, we're here to help. And anything that,
we love promoting them. We've been doing it all along.
If we could get some players on the show, Erin, it would be nice.
Yeah.
Get some players on. And, of course, they're in Burlington.
Burlington
on
Friday
night.
tonight.
That's tonight, Central Arena, to take on the Cougars. Then now Saturday. Now you see, this Saturday is a 5:30 game.
Yeah.
What are you doing at 5:30? You're watching TV or you're fixing your car.
Not watching the Leafs.
You're not watching the Leafs. So we take on Aurora. Listen to me now. Are you there? Hello? Raiders fans, 5:30 Saturday, we take on the Aurora Tigers.
Yeah.
Buddy. And take your kids out. Grab
Absolutely.
a hot dog. The gals that work in the concession stands will take care of you. We have pop for you, have hot dogs. We'll keep you.
Popcorn.
Have an old-fashioned night with your family and go out and see the Raiders. And then you can check out some of the other places around town.
And you can even, in a lot of cases, you can take your kids down and the players will come out and meet and greet them and get selfies with them. And the players are really good about stuff like that.
And we'll tell you that the Raiders are playing Aurora on Saturday, as we mentioned, and they are home to Milton on Wednesday night at 7:30.
Against the Menace.
Now that's our big...
That's our rivalry.
That's our rivalry right there.
That's our Toronto, I'd say our Toronto-Ottawa rivalry.
Yeah, it's around the corner.
Right down the 401.
Well, there's three of them. There's Burlington and Oakville and Milton, and they're the three that we really got to beat.
Well, there are, our Montreal and Ottawa teams, right?
That's right.
So
that's all coming up. So yes, Aaron, we will be in touch with you, and we'll see if we can't wouldn't it be neat doing the show from the dressing room? Of course, she wouldn't be allowed in there because she's a gal. Oh, she would be. But we could have it in the dressing room. We could do it.
I've been in those dressing rooms. They're not big enough for everything in there. So, but
No, I've seen them.
Wouldn't it be neat if we did the show and we set the table up at Center Heist?
Center Heist?
Center Heist? That would be cool. But go out and check the Raiders out.
Yeah. Support your local hockey and sports teams anyway.
And the Bulldogs, too, in the summertime. We're Lacrosse Town here.
Yep.
And there's no doubt about that.
Speaking of Indigenous,
That's right.
When I was growing up here playing for Acton, they had a couple great lacrosse teams
the
at
native
that time.
teams were back in the day.
Six Nations, you go down and get your ass kicked. You just get your ass kicked.
Six
And I mean
Nations,
physically and everything, because these guys were big and tough. Like I was a goaltender. I stood in front of pucks at 100 miles an hour. Those balls coming at you from these guys, man, that could be painful. So
the goalies in lacrosse look so like little Mr. Weebly's.
The amount of padding you got on?
Yeah. Well, I guess so. With that ball coming at you,
damn right, man. That thing's coming at you at 130 miles an hour.
All right, this is Halton Hills Online, of course, and we are a radio station, of course, as well. And I'm on in the morning, every morning. And we have all your latest news, weather, sports. Just
everything to keep you updated.
And we have Leah Lywood from 10 to 2 on the radio. And a guy named Lee Lakin from 2 to 6. We have Moose Tracks every weekday night at 6. And the Gatekeeper, of course. Keep your hands away from his mouth. And he's on from 7 to midnight. Wonderful shows on the weekend, like Bill Smith's show where Bill is a very famous Canadian music blogger, and he helps us with our music on the radio, the newer music, because we know the older stuff.
Yeah.
I know everything up until 1999, and I'm learning.
About there, yeah.
I'm learning. And with the new show, The Big 20, which is our worldwide show.
Told you, I'm stuck in the 70s.
Yeah. And so we're very busy with the Big 20 and stuff on the weekends. And Don Cherry, of course, is heard on our local radio every
day.
Yeah, every day on one of our stations. And on the local one, it's Saturday mornings at 9 and Wednesday mornings at 9 for Don Cherry and the podcast. So many people have contacted me on social media saying, thanks for bringing Don back.
Absolutely.
And
you worked on that for a while, and I'm glad you did. It was we're the first station to do it. So.
Well, yeah, and we're very proud. And hello to Cindy and Tim, who are his co-hosts. And that's what I love about the Don Cherry Show. When he's not on CBC, is he's so much more relaxed.
Oh, I bet.
He's with his kids.
Yeah.
And he's doing a podcast. And it's just like talking to Don in his kitchen. And no one can tell stories like Don Cherry. I'm so proud of the fact that we have him.
Yeah,
and
no,
I
definitely
can't say that enough. And, Hockey Night in Canada, we could really use him back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such a lame
the
lame
intermission
show without
now.
him.
I get up and start making something to eat.
And that other guy there that used to work with him, he can kiss my ass. I can't stand him.
Ron McLeod, yeah.
I can't stand.
All right, well, we're brought to you by
Max Tires, and the number is 905-873-9255, and we're October, so you should start in another month or two. No, not another month, or I'd say
next couple of weeks.
Hey, they're talking snow. I saw on the Weather Channel in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Not that it's going to stay.
Yeah.
But they're talking about snow.
So get your tires on. Get your winter snows on, because you don't want to be driving around in bad tires in the wintertime. That's just asking for trouble.
Yep.
And you give them a call, 905-873-9255. They're at 61 Guelph Street. And they will take care of you with licensed mechanics. They fix vehicles as well. So, get them on and
get her done.
Get her done. And Leafs are going to be playing in a few weeks.
Preseason Wednesday night. They won against Montreal the other night.
So when do we kick off? October 7th, is it? Or
6th or 7th, I think.
Well, we'll bring you up to date on that next week. But we've had a lot of fun, and of course, as we always do, I'll let you lead us out, and I'll get ready.
Like I say every week, we love having you guys visit us every week on this vlog. We love doing it and bringing it to you every single time.
What is it I'm supposed to say? Community is driven by community. You navigate.
We drive.
There you go. So for Big Daddy Russ Horton, myself, Lee Lake, and Leah Lylewood, we want to say thank you for checking us out every week. We love bringing them to you. Have a great week. Be safe out there. And, we'll catch you on the B side.
On the B side, baby. Notice how slow I'm doing this now. Huh? Just like the old NBC chimes. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Go Raiders. Go Raiders.
Go check the Raiders.
Go check the Raiders, exactly. People should do that.
I know. I don't...